G'day boys. So this week we've certainly been looking at short division in our lessons. Okay, and I just want to go over a little bit of a recap of how we do short division. Okay, so if we have a sum or a problem that is 6,903 divided by 3. Okay, now this is a pretty straightforward division sum, okay, but let's set it out appropriately and go through the correct method. Okay, so what we do is we're dividing by 3. Okay, we then draw in our division bracket like so. Okay, and because we got our number here is 6,903 divided by 3. Okay. Alrighty, now when we do short division, we always start from left to right, okay, just like when we're reading a book, okay, and the first question you must ask yourself is, how many times does 3 go into 6? That's the very first thing you need to ask yourself when doing short division. So how many times does our divisor go into that first number? So 3 goes into 6 2 times. Okay, perfect. So we've actually finished with that number now. We don't even have to worry about that 6 anymore. Again, we go back to the start. How many times does 3 go into 9? Okay, now we know 3 times 3 equals 9. So our next number at the top here, 3 times. Now, we can get rid of that 9. Okay, our next number. How many times does 3 go into 0? Well, that can't be done. Okay, so when we can't do that, we put a 0 there. Okay, 3 can't go into 0 at all. And now this number becomes our new number. So for this instance, we now say, how many times does 3 go into 3? Because we've got a 0 here, so the value is 0, but we've got a 3 here. How many times does 3 go into 3? Well, it only goes once. So 6,903 divided by 3 is 2,301. Okay, so that's a simple one. Let's try a little bit different, a little bit harder one now. Okay, let's try a little bit harder one. Let's go 3,468 divided by 4. Okay, so again, let's draw a little short division bracket. Okay, we're dividing by 4. Let's draw it in. Okay, 3,468. Okay, so what's the first thing we need to ask ourselves? Well, it is, how many times does 4 go into 3? Well, that can't be done. So we can either put a 0 there if we would like, or we can just leave it blank. Let's just put a 0 there for this instance. So if we can't do that, as we said before, these numbers now come together to create 34. Okay, so our next question is, how many times does 3 go into 34? Okay, now 8 times 4 is 32. Okay, so that's the closest number to 34 that our 4s go into. That leaves 2 left over. If 8 times 4 equals 32, we need to get to 34, so it leaves 2 left over. Now, this 2 up here, unlike addition, we don't add it on, okay? This actually becomes 2 10s. So now our next number that we ask ourselves is, how many times does 4 go into 26? Okay, because when it doesn't become 8, this becomes 2 10s. So 2 10s plus 6, okay, is 26 for this instance. So how many times does 4 go into 26? Well, 4 times 6 equals 24. So that's the closest number to 26 we have. So our next number up here would be 6. Now, that leaves us again with 2 left over. Okay, hopefully you can identify that our last number now is, how many times does 4 go into 28? Okay, 4 goes evenly, okay, 7 times into 28. So that means that our final answer is 867. So 3,468 divided by 4 equals 867. Hopefully that helps you boys a little bit with short division. You just got to keep asking yourselves, how many times does our divisor go into our next number? Okay, and hopefully that's straightforward.